Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to What the Duck. We've got another lovely installation here. SUNSfan joining us from the depths, SirActionSlacks, Maut, and the production master, PimpmuckL. Boys, how are we feeling today?
Feeling great. We do need some girls in here.
I know.
Shut up, Slacks.
You're like
I
boys and boys.
Well, I wanted to say somebody was a girl, but I feel like I'm the only one that can be on the receiving end of that joke. I couldn't make it about myself.
You would be flamed.
Got him.
There'd be some flaming.
So Slacks pounding a Starbucks there, having a rough Saturday.
Shit ain't Starbucks, dude. This is a homemade chai. Get wrecked.
Damn.
I'm not one of those corporate sheeple, bruh.
Which one of you sheep wants to go backstage? What's up, Shannon? What's going on, team owner?
I literally just woke up, so thanks for waking me up, Slacks.
Nice.
Hearing your voice.
Good morning.
You were
First
late,
thing in the
Shannon.
morning.
You were so late, dude.
It's such a dream. I was not late. I woke up an hour ago.
Well,
I woke up an
You
hour
said
ago.
you just woke up. You literally just said you just woke up, though.
Oh,
Okay, so
Yep,
I'm going to
guilty.
finish what I'm saying. I woke up an hour ago because that's when we were supposed to do this.
Mhm.
And then Zyori said, no, I'm just going to watch the OG game. So I'm like,
Hey,
okay,
I
I'm
wasn't
going
watching
back to bed.
shit, but it made sense to wait. Come on, Shannon.
Okay, so I just woke up.
All the Dota
Oh.
people in the world were watching a great game between Liquid and OG. It went
Yeah, I
like
was.
65 minutes. It was actually
Who
pretty
won?
intense.
OG?
OG, two
Look how much
0'd
time
them.
I saved by not watching it.
Got
Got it.
Dota personality, fam. So
Great
right.
Slacks. So,
I told people OG would be winning at the beginning of the freaking Frankfurt Major. Nobody listened to me. I'm like, all right, they're going to win the whole thing. They're like, you're stupid. Nahaz, one day you'll learn, Jake. Fuck Nahaz. I told all y'all.
Damn,
One day
boy.
you'll learn. Is that the saying?
Damn,
that-
dude.
That's what he said.
That's what he said to you?
And Nahaz always says that. That's the
You
joke.
deserve to get wrecked in that situation.
Damn, dude. Going savage already. I like your style, Slacks. So, Slacks,
buddy.
there's good news on your front. You're going to the summit, dude.
Shit, yeah, dude, I'm so pumped. I fucking love this summit. Summit is, no offense to any other organizations like Moonduck, but the summit's the best fucking event ever. All the players just sit there in the house, chilling. You get to form relationships while everyone's sober. I don't like doing the whole after party thing, fucking holding
Jake.
goddamn FNG's hair while he pukes. I'm not into that. That's not how you do a good relationship. You
Look,
do it over
Jake,
Smash Brothers, baby.
I have a question for you.
Mm.
Considering your past encounters with certain cameras in smartphones, how many pictures of you sleeping will be taken at the Summit 4?
Probably a lot. I sleep a lot at events. I don't know. I'll just
That's
go really ham, and then I'll just collapse in a corner for like an hour, and then
Is
I'll
that where you
wake up.
catch up on your sleep at the summit?
Yeah.
It'll be like
That's pretty good.
that night at the Major when we filmed all day and then you came back to edit with us and within 2 minutes you were just asleep on Buka's bed, snoring like a big baby while we edited the videos. We
That's
finished,
life.
you woke up and said, "Great work, guys, well done," and then you took a taxi home. That was your passed
Look,
out
guys,
cold.
we have subbers. Oh my god, we have subbers. Look at them.
We do. We've got a sub button now
Woo!
with a cute little hippo. We're
Yeah,
gonna be
let
adding
me just-
emoticons.
It's a moonduck, please.
Oh, shit.
It
Slowly
is-
but surely, though, things are getting approved. That's good.
Gonna go ahead and just do this right now.
Yeah. I'm actually not
Yeah.
gonna subscribe because I have.
We should be getting
Yeah.
our guys, you know, some
That's pretty
Submarinos
legit
soon, but
looking.
Who knows? Look at this.
Can we
I
add
mean,
a horse emote? Are we doing that?
We might be able to make that happen, Shannon. I'll
You'd have
have
to take it off
the
the
Moonduck
TC.
people call the Dota Cinema people, and we'll see if we can work out an arrangement for the rights.
All right, you pay me the rights, and then you can use it.
All right. Okay.
Damn, this guy's a swindler, dude. Look out.
Alright, I've successfully subscribed to moonducktv.
What a
You know,
legend
we
you are.
should do a stream where we have like some crazy sound effect and get the hype, the sub train going. You know,
Yeah.
use that titty stream Twitch alerts.
Twitch alerts, right, yeah. Who
There's got to
doesn't
be
use
a
that?
funny sound that Slacks
Every
has made that we
time-
can put on repeat.
Every time
can-
somebody subs, Maut will show you his nips.
That's, no.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
No, I don't think
we
so.
would actually get so much money.
I-
Listen,
Whoa!
if you donate like $200, I'll show you my nipples. But if you sub it, that's gonna happen way too often. It's just not worth it. I'm sorry, guys.
I also
We gotta
think
keep these
after
things-
accumulated nipple showing, our stream will get banned from amount of time nipples are.
Yeah, but that's
are
why it's
actually
in.
shown.
No. You make a private Snapchat account. You only share with the subs.
Oh yeah, pull up Fluffiest bunny, dude.
Yeah, I
You
that's
sub,
actually-
we'll link you
Ayo.
to Snapchat, and you'll
Well,
get
that way-
full
body.
nips.
The earlier you sub, the more nip action you get because you get more Snapchat.
Yep.
So if you're at the, it's like a pyramid
There you
scheme.
go.
You got to get to the beginning of the train, and you get all the nips.
That's actually a really good idea for some in-between tournament stuff. We just show a bunch of nips, and chat has to guess whose nips it is. What do you think?
Oh,
And if you
God.
get it right, you win a prize.
Cut.
Is that good?
There's built-in polls now, so that's actually perfect.
That's
Yeah,
perfect.
That's true.
Guys,
Who's
this
got
is
the
how
best
million-dollar
nips?
dreams are born.
We actually have the greatest ideas.
Only
Yeah.
sometimes.
Good
Slacks
stuff.
is like
Geniuses.
you got to throw darts. You know, it's pretty good. So other updates, what the duck style, guys. We're on iTunes now. We've got this baby audio only, so we've got podcast listeners, we've got video listeners. Maut, I like that you're double fisting the wieners up there. That's good. Party hard, dude. Get it going. But it's good. So a lot of platforms. You can find us on iTunes. Just search "What the Duck" iTunes. It'll pop up. And we've got this beautiful website thing now. I think it's moonducktv/podcast. Our master programmer was at it again. Slacks, did you see it? Did you see it in all of its glory? Did you see all the thumbnails and all the pretties?
Yeah, man, it's great.
Thanks, Slacks.
He lied. He definitely lied.
Can you stop playing Fallout and listen to me? Just once. Just once.
You know, I heard he hasn't even started the campaign yet.
Yeah, dude,
true.
40 hours in. This
Not
shit is
Making
so tight.
characters.
That's
Just like my real life. I can't
exactly
get my
what I would
fucking
do.
head down. Shit
Oh,
for real.
Jesus.
Wait, so are you
So-
just building your base the entire time, or are you actually doing side quests, or what?
No, man, we just walked out and I said, I'm just going to punch people, and that never stopped.
What level are you?
45?
Oh my god, dude!
We've been punching people.
I am the
for like-
strongest man in the Commonwealth, and I refuse to help anyone.
Pretty good. All right, we should get to
Slacks,
Dota, though, huh?
You're awesome. So
What
Oh,
are
there's
I have
Dota?
a-
What?
I have a Dota announcement,
Excuse me.
guys.
Whoa!
As you can see by the head here, you can see my shirt.
Oh!
holy merch, Batman.
All right, so there's some issues with this.
Move that
First-
cable out of the way, dude. It's ruining the shot. There you go.
All right, so the one issue is it's partially see-through, which you guys can't see right now.
So
The
sensual.
nips.
So you can see my breasts. The
I-
second issue is I had it designed so that the head would be here, and somehow he's up fucking here. And then the worst part about it, which makes it pretty much unwearable in public, is this. Why is he on the back as well? I don't understand.
I like that
Doesn't make any
earth on the
sense.
booty, though. That's pretty nice. Can you give us a little shake on that? Just let us see that earth in motion.
But
Wow.
it's a prototype and it's failed, so we're going to go back to the drawing board.
So that's good. As you can see, guys, we're prototyping what the duck or moon duck merch. It's going very well, slowly but surely.
I changed my mind. I don't want that shirt. You can have that shirt back.
The
Jesus.
digital version looks so much better. You know,
Yeah.
the way you're sitting, it looks kind of normal because you can only see part of the head. But you're right. If you were standing up, I think in real life, I'd be like, why does that guy have such a big hippo on his body?
Well, the idea also, since I'm getting fatter, is the globe is supposed to be higher, so it covers my stomach, so it looks like the Earth is 3D.
Nice.
That's also the idea.
It's like those shirts with the zippers around the nipples, so the nips look like eyes. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
Sure, Zyori.
Oh, are you talking about Winkies? Oh, those are my favorite. Where they-
Winkies, that's what they're
Yeah,
called.
they have animal faces on like your fat folds on the bottom of your butt and your leg, and so when you walk, it's like they're winking. Winkies are the best, dude.
Winkies clothing. Holy shit! It's actually.
You
a
gotta
thing.
get
Never
into that.
heard of that before.
Oh, it's
but
disgusting.
Can we
You gotta watch
topic
that shit. It's great.
guys, cut.
All right, great. So we've got a whole medley of things to talk about, and I don't know what order to go in. Let's talk about the major. We're going to China, or someone's going to China. Shanghai's coming up. We know it. We love it. Qualifiers coming up in less than a month away. January 3rd is going to be the beginning of the Shanghai qualifiers. It'll go to the 10th, and the main event will be March 2nd through 6th. We got the little baby invite to get our major senses tingling. I feel like, the last major just happened. They're really turning them out now, man.
It's a lot of
Well,
content, definitely. Like, if you think
Insane.
about four big tournaments, one of those TI, 3 majors, major qualifiers, a week long each one. And there's so much content. There's like 2 weeks of content for the major itself. So there's like 3 weeks for every major, which is just purely content based. Tons of time traveling spent. I kind of like it, but it just drains, I feel like. It's just going to drain so much after
I'm
next
already
year.
tired just thinking about it. What are we doing for the qualifier, guys? We're going to have a party? We're going to invite all our friends? Computer
Yeah.
beach party, Dota style?
Let's do it, bro.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I
with
want to
that.
get a mansion in Croatia and literally land on the beach. I think that'd be a nice backdrop for the
I'm not
stream.
going to Croatia.
Wow.
Croatia's. I'm done with Croatia.
That's the most random location ever, by the way. Usually
Yeah, I
people
know.
say like
I'm
they've
so
got
done with
Croatia's really
Croatia.
nice, though.
Hawaii, but you say Croatia.
Well,
Yeah, it is
Dubai's
nice.
nicer, but I think that might be out of our price range. I don't know if
No.
we can afford the hotels in Dubai.
Oh, so it's the poor man's Dubai/Hawaii.
Croatia? Yeah, sure.
Croatia. That's a pretty good slogan. I like that.
I've
Oh, I
heard it's
see.
nice there.
I like your cup there, Zyori. That's good stuff,
Thanks.
man.
Yep, I'm drinking Jaeger out of it, but pretending it's coffee.
Nice, nice.
When
When
Valve
Valve sent all that stuff for their secret shop video, they were like, "Yeah, you can't keep anything. Well, you can keep that cup if you want it." And I'm like, "Fuck that!" And so I
you
sent
keep
them
it?
back the cup. No,
You sent it back? Why?
I don't
It's a
want their
great cup.
pity cup.
Look how
Fuck
cool it
that
is, though.
cup.
Even people that don't know what Dota is see this cup and go, "Wow, that's a really cool cup you got there," because it's red and
Yeah.
black.
Kept it. All right. Anyway, so Croatia's a real place.
Yeah, apparently.
It is,
So,
yeah.
so anyone have any ideas here for the qualifiers? I feel like I want to do something bigger and badder. Last time BTS put us in the dumpster. I want to dumpster their dumpster. You know, I want to go full meta.
Dumpster.
Yeah.
I mean, I
mean-
think we just like get like strippers and stuff like that, and just don't even care about
D2A
Dota.
style. I like the way you're thinking, Maut. Bring in the strippers.
I'm pretty sure we just get like attractive women, and that's how we beat BTS. I
Okay.
think.
Every
If we
cast
get banned
is
from
like
Twitch, we can
a
always
Dota
just go to
person
Azubu.
and a model
That's
that's never
true.
played Dota, and you just bounce it back and forth.
Can we just have kittens?
I think we like.
But kittens have been done. We need puppies. One up the kittens with puppies.
That's
Yeah, but
an
puppies aren't-
awful idea.
No. Imagine it's a
Puppies
puck puppy. No one wants to see that shit.
Yeah,
Puppy.
it's-
Yeah. First of all, yeah, pugs are terrible. Secondly, puppies are so hard to deal with.
Check this out. Rent a sloth.
Yeah.
Rent a
Yeah.
That's a
Rent a
party
sloth.
animal right there.
Are we just brainstorming business ventures now?
Guys, we need
So-
ducks.
dude.
Yeah. Right.
need
Somebody
ducks?
in chat. Somebody
Ducks?
in chat
Holy
said we need
shit, that'd
ducks.
be the most fucking annoying stream.
Quack,
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 motherfucker.
quack, quack.
Shut up, you fucking ducks!
That'd be good.
Can you rent like exotic animals like hippos?
I mean,
I mean, you probably have, it costs a lot of money. I'm sure.
I think
Can we
you
moon
need a
ducks?
license. I
The
think
most
you need to
dangerous animal in the animal kingdom.
not
Let's have
like
a
a-
fucking hippo here.
A baby.
the-
hippo.
Ah!
call the
Baby
Phoenix
hippo.
Zoo. Just be like, hey,
Still
y'all
very
got any
dangerous.
baby hippos that I can have for like a week?
Don't you know who I am? Look
wanna
at my
put on-
shirt, for God's sake.
I got 60,000 Facebook followers, bitch. Let me have it. Like, I mean, what are you gonna say to him?
It's actually 70. Thanks, bro.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
I think that guy has sex
Dude,
with
I would
hippos.
love
Please don't let him
to
have
have
a
a-
hippo.
Baby hippo. Seriously. That would be a dream. Alright, if we can't do that, then like a baby elephant will do. That's like the.
Oh,
Okay.
of course. I mean,
We're just getting
hey
closer
guys.
to endangered species list here as we go down the way. Next, it'll be pandas. Let's just get a real life panda.
Yeah, they're
What
pretty funny,
about
I guess.
kidnapping a human
What about
child?
your SirActionSlacks? I heard those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
We
What
could
if
just
we
have
just
an open
stole
party at
someone's baby?
Slacks' house. Just tell Grant to invite all of his friends, and
Oh,
we
God.
just do
Yeah.
like a community, like Colorado casts the major kind of an event.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I
Yeah,
did it
no,
before. I'll do
thanks.
it again.
Yeah,
All
how
right,
did
should
it
we
go?
talk about real shit?
how'd it go
the
last time,
Scrub Hub
Slacks?
was great. We put
Yeah.
a GoPro on my pug. It was awesome.
That's
So
great.
how long did the scrub hub go? It was like a day?
No, it was 6 days
It
with
was-
me
yeah.
not sleeping at all, like 2 or 3 hours,
6
and then I gave
days.
up when it got to China because I said no one gives a shit about China.
Really?
Man.
Why would you not
And
give
then
up
you-
about CA? I don't get it.
Then
whatever.
somehow you discovered wings and everything was changed.
Queens!
That's good.
Queens!
That's
All right,
good.
we should move on.
All right, let's
Dota
move on.
shit.
Let's talk about the hot drama this week. Let's go down this rabbit hole already. Who wants to talk about Loda and Richard Lewis?
Somebody choked a guy.
Yeah, dude, somebody got choked. This is one of the episodes I wish I could show the notes because it just says poor Loda, someone got choked, and that was about what I took away from all of the social media nonsense that I read until I watched the Unfiltered, the Chan Man show with Destiny and Richard Lewis, who is like a co-host of the show. They interviewed him about being a crazy asshole, and boy did he not disappoint. He had great explanations like, what would you have done and what else could I do? Like, I don't know, just not choke him. It was weird to me that Destiny and Chanman just let him talk and didn't interrupt all of his bullshit. It was like a Scottish version of Trump talking about Dota. Like,
First
it
of all,
was-
he's
that's
Welsh.
pretty
He's not
good.
Scottish, but
oh
that's fair.
god. All right, well that's good. I mean, either way, what the fuck, dude?
yeah,
that's,
I mean, I agree.
I wish I was there because I feel like this is one of those there's two sides to every story thing. Loda probably poked him a little bit, and Richard Lewis has that, American with a gun thing, just like they're just waiting for somebody to fucking break their door down. Just like, somebody fucking touched me, green light, fucking go! And he just went all in, tackled him, chokehold, and then of
Wait,
course
what was his account of things?
Who, Richard Lewis?
Yeah.
Okay, so pretty much what
break
happened
it down,
was,
Maut.
he was like, all right, so what happened was he woke up in the morning and he was like chilling with Hiko or something, or might have been rooming or something with it. Probably not rooming, but he was like chilling with Hiko or something like that. He saw the sign that Kelly made, which said "Proud Mom," and Richard Lewis making a joke said, blah blah blah. Some groupie left this sign in the in Hiko's room, making it like as a joke.
In his room.
Oh, in his room. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
he was
whatever.
implying that he had a night with her.
Yeah, Hiko. Is that
No, Richard Lewis.
Okay, whatever. Who cares? Either way, it's right. He made a joke about it, like that. That was the joke. And he said, "Oh, I didn't think anything of it." And immediately afterwards, he goes to work and like he's working there, and like his Twitter starts blowing up, and he has no idea what's happening. Kelly's already tweeted that tweet out about like him being unprofessional and stuff like that. And then Richard Lewis, like all of a sudden, Loda somehow gets backstage, and Richard Lewis
he's loaded,
says that,
dude.
No,
and then
he asked Loda to come backstage.
all right, you know what, JJ? You fucking tell the story. I'm done here. I'm done.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's pretty
Shit on.
simple. It's pretty simple. Richard Lewis makes a bad joke, then doesn't act professional whatsoever after he's getting called out on that shit because he actually tells Loda to come backstage. Then he gets mad that people let him come backstage after telling him to come backstage. Then they get in an argument. Apparently he chokes him, and that's about it. That's what happened.
Well,
so
okay,
there is
my
actually
question
not
was
that much drama.
specifically the choking part.
The problem here is that people act like man-childs. Like, why would you ever think it's a good idea to tell someone, "Hey, come at me, bruh"? Like,
Basically,
that is what like 5-year-olds do in high school.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe 13-year-olds in high school. Whatever. I don't know how high school works. I don't know
basically,
how
I don't
works.
know, Shannon.
It's just
That's
dumb
the
as
gray
fuck.
area. What exactly happened? Like, all right, Loda comes backstage. He sees Richard Lewis. He goes trotting over. He's seeing fucking.
Well,
Brad,
I
and he's just
figured
like,
that.
Hey, Richard, and if he insults his mom, calls him fat, whatever he does.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
don't know.
understand everything else. Like the whole making that joke thing. He didn't know it was even related to Kelly. I can believe that. That's fine. But everything after that seems completely retarded. But
Yeah.
so he didn't have any like specifics to say about the actual.
He
choking?
said that Loda was, quote, in his face. That was what I remember him saying a bunch of times. That
Yeah,
Loda, he was in my
real
face.
Good.
And afterwards, when they
reason
were
to strangle
talking about
someone.
it, Loda said, "I'm not an aggressive guy. Like I'm not known as someone that's gonna like come fist swinging." And Richard Lewis's retort was, "Well, I don't know you, mate. So I don't know if you're a loose cannon. And when you come up at my face, I've got half a second to react and defend myself." And I'm just thinking, well, first of all, Loda's pretty well known for someone who claims to be like a decorated veteran of esports who's been around forever as a prize journalist. You probably fucking know who Loda is. Second of all, I mean, come on, dude. Like it's Loda. Like, can you picture Loda coming at you just like and really thinking that he's gonna knock your lights out and your only option is to go full stranglehold?
Dude, you got to think about this
I
from
mean-
Richard Lewis's angle, okay? He's from Counter-Strike. Those guys are all fucking hopped up on, like, ADHD meds and shit. They're tweaking out. He wants to make his break into Dota. Now, what do? When you go into prison, you look for the toughest fucking guy, and you shank him on day one.
True.
When you want to move into Dota, you call out one of the oldest players, and you choke the shit out of him. Nobody gonna come up to Richard Lewis ever again talking shit, because they know that 40-year-old dude's gonna just go for the neck. I
That's
agree
true,
with
actually.
it. Yeah, that's what I should have done at TI4 when I first met like EE. I should have just choked the shit out of him.
Choked him, yeah.
Respect.
Can
That's
we
what
kick this
gets you
guy?
ahead. In
Nobody would have fucked
esports.
with SirActionSlacks after that.
But
He
I don't
would've
know what
gone
we would
free.
do without you on this podcast because you're the only
Talking
one
about-
that's speaking reason. You saw right through the bullshit. You cut through it like butter, and
That's
we
it.
got to the good stuff. That's
Investigate
great.
You've never been in
SirActionSlacks.
Counter-Strike Go. This is just the tip of the iceberg of the CS:GO community. Dude.
Let me just say real quick that it's not even about the choking. I can believe that Loda was maybe in his face and that Richard Lewis somehow had reason to at least just defend himself.
Was
I
he
can
like, "Oh
believe that.
no, loader"?
I
Don't
can
hit
maybe
me."
believe that, but what I can't fathom is why they decided to go to Twitter afterwards. And Richard Lewis is notorious for this and just like
Yeah.
literally scream at everyone. And then Thorne calls people some bad things as well, and it just looks horrible for both of them.
You know, I have no sympathy for Richard Lewis getting blasted on Twitter because that is he's one of those people, a little bit like the old Total Biscuit, just go into the trench, look for the worst of the worst, and then argue with those people incessantly. And it's just let it go, man. Just turn off your Twitter account. You posted something controversial. You knew most people would react in a very violent way, whether they agree or disagree with you. So I like it, Maut. That was like sweet justice seeing that shit. And
So what is he banned from now?
DreamHack.
DreamHack, and then what else? There's something else, right?
I think that's it. That's all
The
I
League
know.
of Legends
DreamHack.
subreddit.
It's
I
DreamHack.
don't know.
He's well, the League of Legends already.
No, there's something he was banned for previously, before this even happened.
I think he's banned from Reddit in general.
He's banned from
He
the
might
League of
be.
Legends subreddit because of
The
some
League subreddit.
very dirty shit between the League of Legends mods and him.
It goes back and forth. It's just like monkeys throwing poop at each other. And then
Although I gotta say something though, because people call him out on a lot of shit, and his articles
ESL.
he wrote are really, really good usually.
he's
His
broken
articles,
some
as
good
in
stories.
the
His
articles
articles
where
are
he
good.
doesn't have his own opinion like built in from the get-go. Like the article he did
Yeah.
on this one incident was obvious that it's just like his point of view and he's trying to defend himself. The articles
Yeah.
he usually does are really well researched, have good sources. He is something I definitely like. His journalism side, his actual legit journalism side, is something I kind of feel lacks in the Dota community, definitely, because we don't have like this one-star journalism guy who
Who is
you can
our
actually
like
trust.
the closest to our star journalist? Like
We
if
don't
we had
have
to
anybody.
appoint
Yeah,
one
and-
person.
We have
Yeah,
nobody
what's
like
happening
that.
now? I mean,
Slacks?
Jake,
Is that
Jake's
really-
like,
That's me.
no, I'm sorry, guys, we just no.
There's got to be.
We don't
somebody.
have anybody like
There,
that. There's
like,
nobody
Joey
like
Dota
that.
has to have one.
Yeah, we got
reputable writer. There's gotta be
Coffees with
somebody.
Toffees does a lot of research.
Yeah, and he's
before
no
he-
journalist.
He doesn't write articles.
He's no
Writes good
journalist.
articles.
He,
What
he's an
about
interviewer
Gorgon?
occasionally.
What about Gorgon? Huh? That cow.
He also
Gorgon
does
the Wonder
Yeah, but he
Cow.
does stats.
They
He
don't
does
write enough.
research,
Okay.
foundation,
Okay,
and
they
article
work
based
for-
on
they
stats.
work-
Yeah, that's
They don't work for like an esports company like Daily Dot or the
What
whatever.
about what about that one with the app where you see the scores? What's it called?
Yeah,
The
the
score?
score is actually legit, but they are not like deep down in the trenches
mean,
of the actual like inside, like what is
Do they
happening
still
behind
write
the
articles?
scenes.
What's going on over there?
Matt,
in the
Matt,
Discord?
do
who was
it,
like
though.
their esport. Or
Matt
Matt
Damon.
was,
Can't
like,
be an esports
yeah,
reporter in
he
Dota.
quit. He like quit pretty much.
He
Yeah.
quit?
so-
No way,
Yeah.
Maut. Are you
No,
lying?
he quit.
He quit.
Yeah.
He's
Really?
taking some time for himself. Yeah,
What? How long ago? I missed that.
like a month, less than a month actually. for
Really?
sure.
Man,
Yeah.
we should have had him on the show to talk about all the dirty ins and outs of journalism and esports. That could have been a fun
I'm
segment.
sure we
sure
can get
that
a
would've
bell on.
went
It's
over
fine,
well.
guys.
So we can still
Um,
do it? Okay.
Can't do
I
it,
will
Joe.
say
You
this
can't-
about
yeah.
Thorn too. Thorn's analysis is also like he could be kind of a mean.
Why is Thorin
Jerk,
such a
but-
cunt? I don't understand what the
It's
deal
just
is.
the person. It's like his personality, I guess. The problem that
Is he trying to be Grant, but like not at the
Grant's
same
not
time?
even close to Thorn.
No,
Thorn
there's a
is
difference.
Like,
One is trolling, one is that's actually how they are.
That's what
yeah,
I mean.
that's
Like
the
it's-
actual personality.
I
of
don't
him.
know.
because there were he was going on about like Dreyich, you know, the Swedish caster. He tweeted something a little bit provocative, but to be fair, it's like, oh, I see Thorin condones violence. ... But Thorin's response was basically just like,
called
"Fuck
him
you,
a
you
C
fat
word.
ugly cunt."
Yeah,
Hey,
he called him a cunt.
Guess
Called
who
him
has
cunt.
more Twitter followers, asshole? Oh yeah, you're irrelevant. And it's just like
He just
listen,
like
dude.
hates the Dota community with a passion because he, for some
Okay.
reason, he loves League of Legends, and then everything else about Dota, he's just like, fuck Dota. The Dota community is so fucking toxic. He said it like 5,000
I mean,
times. I'm
I
like,
don't think our
alright.
He's not wrong
community's
though.
the best.
Like,
I mean,
Yeah,
our
he's
community
not wrong.
is pretty toxic. Yeah, that's true.
But still, like, how do people not see him do that stuff and just think, man, this guy's just a twat? Like, that's just, it's one thing when someone's wrong and they're yelling at you and you go ham to shut them down, but by shutting them down by saying, oh yeah, well, guess who's more relevant? Guess who's more popular? It's just like, yeah, I get it, dude. You got more Twitter followers. Congratulations.
Well, I
You're
mean,
still a dick.
There is
Like,
a
what-
difference. Okay, so that's very big difference from what you bring to a public reception of yourself and what you bring to an event. If you look how Richard Lewis and Thorin work at analysis desk, if they actually are serious for once, because they usually are not. Usually they just like go super ham, which I personally don't like. But if they are serious, they can bring a really good product to the table because they are serious. They have a good discussion. They have a really good foundation. They have great chemistry. So Scoots usually is one of this trio, and then they have some pros with them. Maniac was one of the guys who had come on, and they have really good analysis. They pick your map apart. They pick the whole game apart. It's really well done. The problem is, can you hire those guys? Because the public image of theirs just like flaps over,
after
and
this.
suddenly you're so sad with those dickheads.
not
It's
after
hard.
this. You can't do it after this. I mean, people will still hire them. They were even working at DreamHack after the
Infinity is
incident,
gonna
but-
still hire them. No questions asked.
Yeah, but I mean, there's going to be a lot of companies that won't. That's the thing too.
MLG
They're
still
going
is
to lose out
gonna
on a
hire
lot of. They're going to lose out on a lot of contracts just because of they don't want
Yeah,
to
but
be.
it's not that bad. Like people, yes, of course, DreamHack is big, and ESL is big, because Thorin fucked up with ESL in Poland a couple years ago.
Oh,
But
yeah,
still,
that
there is
thing.
Gfinity, there's MLG. MLG is gonna have a major in Counter-Strike. It's big. Also, we're really hard derating, guys.
I mean, it's
should-
cool. This is basically a Counter-Strike studio anyway, so it's all good.
I mean, yeah, it's
So
whatever.
the takeaway for Loda, hashtag Counter-Strike. I liked Moon Meander's tweet. I'm going to go ahead and retweet that now. Thankful for all my Dota personalities and casters after seeing all these cunts in CSGO. That made me feel good.
If
It's like,
only
wow,
you knew.
thanks, Moon. Thank you so much.
We're actually all terrible.
I know. So, guys, moving forward here, EG finally got paid their money from the Dota Asia Championships. It only took a better part of a year. That's exciting. PPD
That's-
was
Woo!
tweeting some glories.
How it goes, man. That's just getting.
Is
paid
that
after an
just
event.
the way the cookie crumbles, Maut?
I mean, that's what I've heard from like.
I thought you were going to get
a
on
lot
your
of teams.
soapbox and do some fucking Walter Cronkite. This is irreprehensible. This is just, I can't believe the state of esports.
90% of the people watching the show don't know who Walter Cronkite is, so no, I'm not gonna do
Damn
that.
it.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that they, not that DAC was a failure. It was actually really good, other than the payment stuff. But that's such a big deal that I would have been even more shocked if they had had the next major there without paying them. But it took them so long. Don't you think that's a little? Isn't that something that goes into consideration of, let's have our next major here. They haven't paid any of the players yet. It's been
Well,
literally 11 months.
Isn't it like a pseudo-monopoly proposition, though? Like, Perfect World is the only choice to run a major in China.
Correct.
It's not like Valve can be like, sorry, Perfect World, we can give it to Nexon. They can handle China as good as you. Like, there's no... What are they going to go to, that penny company?
Yeah,
that owns
so
Riot?
are you
Like,
saying Valve has zero leverage? Because I don't believe that.
I think they've positioned themselves to be in a situation where they have limited leverage.
It's really simple. Look, you have a Chinese market. You don't want to fuck over the company who actually is your partner, because you have to have a partner in China, right?
Yeah.
So what do? You give them
If
a major.
Perfect-
It's
if Perfect
super
World
simple.
pulled
It's
the
very
plug-
reasonable.
That would hurt Valve more than it would hurt Perfect World.
Yes, I
And
believe.
it
Guys are
wouldn't.
so
It's not like Valve
uninformed,
could just
bro.
like within the next day just find another publisher in China and have everything up and running seamlessly, just like that. Perfect World has a lot of control, man. There's a lot of Chinese Dota players, bruh.
You guys are so uninformed, bro. EG
Come on,
already
Slacks.
had the ability to get their money, and then they chose to stop because they didn't want most of it to be taxable, so they had to figure out a way to get that money over the border without having more than 50% of it taxable. Don't you read the news?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
think
that's
you're right.
basically
actually,
the
about
same
that.
thing, though.
Fuck
How's
you.
that not the same thing?
I mean, I see what
Dude,
you're saying.
That's for
Slacks.
every team, then.
Yeah. All I want to do is open up my own studio in China, dude. The market's ripe.
You
There's
want
only
to?
one
It's
person.
very ripe.
Slacks, we can
over
do
there.
it. I can't tell if you're
Moonduck.
joking or not, but we can
Moonduck
make that
CN
happen.
edition.
China
Can
wants
we have Moonduck CN? I'll
I
legit.
think it's about ready. Yeah, we're about ready
Moonduck
to expand,
Youth!
guys. Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Moonduck
I'll
Youth, those
legit go to
Chinese love
China.
that shit.
I mean, if you
I'll
guys wanna
legit
go,
go to
I'm down.
China.
I'm not going. You guys do your thing.
I just want to live somewhere where the pollution won't kill me, so we can't go to Beijing or Shanghai. But outside of that, I'm keen.
Well, then you're pretty limited,
and
Andrew.
we need a handler, and
I got a gas mask. Fuck it. Let's
just
I-
call up
I
Helen.
got
I mean,
the
come on, she
VPN,
knows
I'm
something,
ready.
right?
First of all, also,
China's not that bad.
I've heard that Chinese women are really into Westerners, so that's another
They
big
are.
thing.
Listen, this is why it would work, because you stand out there, you're a minority, Slacks. We would show up and we'd be like remember when we were in the mall in Germany and it was you and all the little Peruvians half your size chasing you around?
Yeah.
It would be just like that, except all the time.
Cool,
Blacks
dude.
would be an absolute giant.
You would.
Yeah,
you would be
he
a man.
would.
You would be more than a head taller than almost everyone.
People
except
would
for
look
the
at you-
really tall people.
People look
I'd
at
be
you and
taller
like
than all of
freak
you
out.
nerds, but
I fucking got any problems. I just choke
Dude,
people.
if
You
it
can
was
like,
This is
Japan,
what we
pick
do
'em
in the
up one
West.
if it was Japan instead of China,
What's up?
they would look at you and they would go Godzilla. That's what they would do if it was like Japan instead of China. They would just
Jesus
look at-
Christ, that's
Now that's
I said
racist.
Japan. All right.
Now that's
That's not
racist.
racist.
Harsh.
That's just funny.
Welcome to my life.
My
Of course it's not
apologies.
racist. Everybody's gonna say it's racist, you know?
All right, well, Slacks, we'll talk about Moonduck CN after
Moonduck
the
Youth.
podcast. Moonduck
right.
Youth, yeah, we're coming out. We need to
Okay,
go
those
with our
always
own
go
name.
well.
we lost.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on, guys. Trolls, he started a new team. I wanted to have him on to talk about it, but he's busy doing stuff with his new team. Cool to see some familiar faces and some faces that haven't made it big yet. We've got Era, Cinder, and Slicks, Fogged, and Seal Kid. Boy, is
On,
that a
boys.
dream
Can I
team if
can I
I've ever
go
heard
can I
one.
go just full fanboy and Slicks right now? Like,
I was going to.
Any
so
objections?
you can if you
okay,
want.
Slicks
so
is the
so
Australian,
back in the
right?
day,
Yes,
there was
he's
a player
Australian.
in Heroes of New Earth, And the one little difference between Dota 1 or like Dota 2 and Hon is that Hon is actually like a faster game because you have way faster turn times. So any sorts of ping or lag affects you even more. So there was this guy from Australia playing on 450 ping in European tournaments, and he would dumpster the best of the best in mid lane. He would actually be so insanely good. So
Dude.
I don't even care if he fell off a bit. I don't mind. I don't give a shit. But he's gonna go super ham, and I'm gonna be a fan of it.
I've been waiting for the day that Slicks makes his real run in Dota 2 and shows the world what he's fucking made of, because that guy is a machine. Dream Han, Winter 2012. His team got second place. It was the last tournament that Fnatic played in before they switched to Dota 2. He was on Frenetic Array. They got second place. His KDA in the tournament was almost 2x the second place person in the tournament. It was absolutely fucking nuts. He was sick. He drafted in complete silence, picked up his team, put him on his back, and got them to second place. I say good, sir.
Pretty good player.
And if I'm not mistaken, he's moving to Germany, right?
That's great.
Good. Get him off those ping problems, dude. That's sick.
That's huge.
He finally has good beer.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
sure
God,
that'll be the fuel
JJ.
that will
My Lord.
take him to victory. So yeah, it's pretty sick. Era making some comeback here. Of course, Fogged. It is an interesting lineup. I feel like it's
They got the one NA, right?
yeah, it's really from every area. You got the Australian, the 3 Europeans, and the North American New Yorker.
There should
want
be
that-
Team UN, dude. That's sick.
I want that team to succeed so badly, but I don't know. Like, I miss Synderen being on MTW. I miss that squad. I miss Fogged, like, actually being amazing on Dignitas. Like if they can make this team work, I'll be so happy.
I think they're going to do great, and you know, I think it's about time I get a second team, guys. You know,
Whoa!
You gonna pick them up? That's good.
I wish I could afford that. Jesus, you know how much Cinderin asked for? Good lord. Just kidding.
$15?
No, I think they're going to be. They have a nice lineup, and Slicks is like you guys are talking him up, and obviously I remember him as well back in Han, and he's still, even after that, he's still a wild card because it has been a few years. I have no idea how good he is at Dota, but on
That's
paper, this team has a lot of potential.
Do we know who the captain is,
excited.
by the way?
Oh,
Synderen.
it's got to be Cinderin.
Definitely.
There's no way. It's
He
anybody
kept 2
else.
teams through TI qualifiers.
So that's another
Maybe he's in
thing.
All right, Jesus.
Is
What a
how
legend.
well is a captain on a 3?
that
Like
is
how
a
well can
good
a captain
question.
do on a 3? Because before
I've
it didn't
never
matter
seen
that
one.
much. Like Eternal Envy on Cloud 9 was the one, and he was a captain. And they did relatively. I mean, sure, they got second place a lot, but that's still really damn good. Okay.
Yeah.
Or is this before or after Pylai Dai? Was Pylai Dai the captain before Envy? Well,
I
whatever the
can't
case may
remember.
be, they still did well after.
Yeah.
But now it's almost exclusive to the 4 and the 5. I would say I can't think of one team that the captain is. Is Loda the captain? I don't think so, right?
It's Ake, isn't
It changes hands a lot.
Yeah, it was Ake
It's a
S4
group
did
effort.
it for whatchamacallit, a secret. I don't know. I can't
I
even
mean-
think of a 3 that's ever been a captain in the past. Like,
I mean,
you're right. Like, it's either been like the 1, 2, or 4. 5.
TIS though.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
you're right. Shao was the only one, I guess, or
But
one of the ones.
Still, I
ROTK
mean,
too.
we've
yeah.
talked a lot
He
over
was
the
also
past
really
2
good.
months about this patch being one where the offlaner kind of it's the patch of the offlaners. They kind of control the tempo of the game and set the pace. So I think it could work.
So
It's
I'll say
atypical,
this:
but
after like 15 minutes, there'll be no problem because especially if he's playing the initiating type off lane, because then you call the shots. Hey, we're going in. Blah blah blah. That's easy peasy. The first 15 minutes is a real issue.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, but
I'm not
there's
saying
a
it
lot-
won't work, but
time will tell.
But the first 50 minutes are mostly your supports making calls as well, right? Because they have
Yeah.
to like make the big plays in the first 50 minutes and secure the farm. So
This
I don't think
strikes
it's
me-
that big of an issue. I just don't think you want to have your mid or your one position captain
Yeah.
whatsoever because they're going to be even more taxed.
I agree. This team strikes me as a team of really high individual skill, but players that haven't really meshed with a team for a long while. You know, Era, it's basically been since the Fnatic days, since he's meshed with a team that's really found success. NIP never really qualified for anything big. Synderen hasn't played in a long while. Slicks hasn't played in a long while. Fogged has been on an array of North American teams, but none
Yeah.
of them have really found big success. You know, he's been playing Popcorn for the past 2 years, and then Seal Kid was on Alliance for a little while. To me, he's the big question mark of
I
who
like
he-
Steel Kid a
Really?
lot.
I think
I like
he's
him. He's good.
one of the more proven guys in recent.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
history. He was
Also,
playing well in NIP.
the drive that team is gonna have is gonna be ridiculous. Like Fogged, I've talked with him and I've hung out with Fogged a lot, and like there would be times, I mean, you're probably there, like at the summit where they lost a game that they should have won. He like punches the wall. He's super driven about playing Dota, and he's always been that way. So I think Fogg will keep that team doing well and kind of motivated. If not just all of them together, I think Fogged is one of the most motivated people that I've ever actually seen.
What do you think about this lineup, Slacks? You feeling good?
Oldies, who cares?
Yeah, all these old washed up bitches. Yeah, Era's so
Washed
old.
up Han players.
How about this? What do you think about the name, Slacks? Steak Gaming.
Wait,
It's
is
a
that
great name.
serious? I thought that was just like a dank meme when they posted it.
No, why wouldn't it be
dude.
serious?
Well, I mean, it might have
Because
been
it's
a joke.
Retarded name.
It might have been a joke at the beginning, but now that people are like, "Yeah, it's great, State Gaming," they're definitely gonna go for it.
God damn it.
Syndrin loves his steak, man. I've
I
heard
think
him
State
lecture
Gaming
me
is
on that
actually
crap.
not as bad as the High Council of Wizards and
Yeah, dude, there have been some really stupid
I mean-
fucking.
No,
names
no, no,
in
no.
Dota
That
too,
name is
so-
cool. It just doesn't have a
hate
cool
that
abbreviation.
I can no longer hate on people for having stupid names since I was part of Moonduck Studios and Agency, which I have to sign on all my fucking checks. I feel like an idiot every
I tell
single
that
time.
like to my extended family. I always say that's the studio I'm working for, and they're like Moonduck, and I'm just like, that's right.
Every time I talk to the bank on the phone, they're like, "You're from Moonduck Studios? Hey, so what do you do?" I'm like, "Ah, God."
Haven't you seen these other studio names
Video
for like
games.
movies, like what is it, Bad Robot?
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean,
like,
That's
simple.
badass, dude.
Yeah,
That's
J.J.
okay.
Abrams. That's J.J. Abrams one.
Yeah.
There's a lot
come
of
on,
terrible
Shannon.
studio names. Trust me.
I mean, there are a lot of terrible ones, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And there's also so many terrible team names. Not even like High Council of Wizards and Priests. Like there were like 5 or 6 team names that are just awful.
All right, let's take the top 3 at the majors. We got OG. They don't even have a name. It's just 2 letters.
OG.
Okay.
It doesn't mean. It
Literally
literally
OG.
means nothing. Okay.
Number 2 is Team Secret. Got to be one of the worst names ever.
means
3.
literally nothing as well.
Evil
it was a joke.
Geniuses. Pretty
Like an-
terrible. I mean, so this
That's
is the
an
thing about
okay
Evil
name.
Genius. No, it's not.
Shannon
Why?
So
hates
Evil
it, but
Geniuses,
it's
actually
the
not
only
that
reason you guys kind of like it is because they've been around so long. I mean, I don't
That's
really
true.
mind it, but if you really think about the name, it is a fucking garbage name.
If
as
we
well.
were brainstorming a team
You know?
name and you suggested, "Hey guys, let's be the Evil Geniuses," I'd be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
shut up. Yeah, just go away."
What about Digital Chaos, bro?
Yeah,
That's
what
Oh!
You want to hear?
Right.
fucking made
Slacks,
that
I'm sorry
name.
to tell you, but I just got a call from my boss. You're off now. Right.
Okay.
So Digital Chaos wasn't
Digital
not my
Chaos.
favorite name. Did you guys know that? I had 2 other names that I didn't go with for
Team
various
SUNSfan
reasons.
and
Well, that's the beauty of it all. It ends up being Team SUNSfan anyway, so who cares, right? But we had Dinosaur Commandos. I love that name. This is not even a
Perfect.
joke.
You're
I'm not even
Perfect.
joking.
You're lying to me
I
right
swear to God, this was the name that I was considering.
I think this is the exact reaction the players had. Where he was like, "Hey, how would you guys like to be the
Yeah, they thought it was
Dinosaur
too
Commandos
so
as
the
owned
reason-
by SUNSfan?"
The reason we didn't go with it is because of sponsor-related stuff. We weren't sure if sponsors
now.
would
Part 2 of the super strong dinosaurs.
like
That's the
Dinosaur
only reason.
Commandos would be equivalent to Moonduck, and I didn't want to have 2 of those. So, and the other name, this is the one I like the best, but I was a little bit of taken aback. So, Divide and Conquer
That would
that's
be
a
good.
serious and that's a really good name.
That's
I think
actually
most people
good.
would like
Too
that.
many
sounds-
dick jokes.
That's a pretty good name.
The
man.
problem
D and
is
C?
I didn't want people to call it D and C, and it's too similar to Command and Conquer. So that's why I went
Which is
against.
Yeah, that's. I mean.
So you
Yeah,
went
is
with
it-
Digital Chaos?
Isn't Meepo's alt called Divide and Conquer?
No.
No.
It's divide and something we stand. What is it?
Divided
we stand.
Yeah.
It's divided we stand. Yeah.
My bad.
Nobody ever calls it that. They always just call it their clone or their ult or whatever,
Meepo Prime, bitches.
or that whatever. But so all right, there's some really just bad names out there too. I mean, like Team Imagine. What a team name that was. Oof.
I
Team
like that.
Archon. I
It's
liked
very-
eHug personally, but they don't exist anymore, so it doesn't
Yeah, I like-
count.
I mean,
Ehug was a
Yeah,
great
it was
name.
good.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Slacks.
it was fun.
this guy.
Really
Good
great team. Team who
Good.
now?
I mean, 4
So-
Clovers and Leprechaun is also not.
So at the end of the day, and Moonduck is going to be a perfect representation of this. The name just doesn't fucking matter. Period. Does not matter. As long as it's not offensive, it does not matter. Like people hated the name
sort of
Digital Chaos,
agree.
and it's turned into a meme. How's that a bad thing? You know?
Pure
No
publicity.
press is bad
It's
press.
perfectly
kind of
fine.
agree.
I mean, it
I think
actually
the
is.
name doesn't really matter that much. I mean, for a team like this, they go with a silly troll name because it doesn't. It's a short-term filler name anyway until they have a sponsor or do something crazy. Like Team Secret started as, "Hey, we're Team Secret. Let's make a meme," and then they realized, "Hey, we actually don't want to be Fnatic or one of these other shitty teams. We want to be our own thing." So they just stuck with it. But I think State Gaming is hoping to be, become a Mouse or a Fnatic or a,
If
have
they
a-
go mouse
become a
again,
real team.
I'm
If
just
it's
gonna
Mouse Sports,
no.
Cinder's not gonna have a good time. On
something
that team.
tells me it's not going to be. Maybe it could be Dignitas. Bring back the Dignitas.
Oh
team.
God, no, God!
Ooh.
The last
Get some
time Dignitas had a
hoodies in the
team,
store.
Yo,
the last time
Dignitas is doing,
Dignitas had a team, they were not happy with Korak among other people on that squad.
Dignitas is
I
doing
remember.
very well in Counter Strike. I would not be surprised to see them pick up a team in Dota.
Are
I
they
would also
doing
not.
well in League of Legends?
I also
Who cares?
would
Who gives
not
a
be
shit?
surprised if this team would be picked up by TSM eventually as well, if they have results.
Yeah, someone's
TSM?
always like, "Oh, we're
TSM,
maybe
yeah.
gonna get into Dota 2." Just
What?
kidding.
No,
Ha.
Cloud9,
no.
Cloud9,
They are
dude,
looking
new,
for
new
Dude.
Cloud9.
Absolute
Cloud9
Legends
is not
coming
interested
back.
anymore.
Look out.
Cloud9's like, we're done with American teams for now.
Could we pick them up? Could we have a Moonduck team brought to you by Moonduck?
Oh
The
god.
studio?
So I can own a third team? Okay.
Hey, you want to know what the old Cloud9 roster is? The
Can we
Brax
first
before-
hostile take over SUNSfan out of Moonduck and then buy a team and then
Alright,
make
let's
sure
vote.
our team only
God.
scrims his team and releases all of the stats, and then
And then we'd poach one of your players. Yeah.
we start a hashtag.
What
Your
about
life
Team
gets
Liquid?
ruined.
They
They have a
already
team
have a
before.
team.
Okay,
dude.
well, what about a good team for Team Liquid?
Damn.
Damn, son.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck
Jesus.
you!
I mean, considering they have a Euro team, we might as well get some trash now, no? Right?
Okay, that's actually another. Okay, that's another name. See, people love Team Liquid, like the organization. It's been around for forever. If you
Liquid's a
actually
great
think
name.
about the
I
You
like
think
that name a lot.
Team
That's where you're
Liquid,
wrong.
you think that's so?
That's a
Team
good
Water,
name.
that's fine.
Yo,
It doesn't
Team
necessarily mean water.
Coca-Cola.
Liquid, whatever.
I mean,
I'm
Team
not even gonna argue
Coca-Cola
this with
could be
you.
a very real team name in the near future.
Okay, I take that back. I actually like Team Coca-Cola.
Team Solid.
I'm not against that.
You
One.
are. Oh,
Solid.
God.
All right,
Can we
Team
stop selling
Solid. That's the
Solid.
equivalent.
Team
Just
YP,
be-
greatest
just-
name ever.
Just be Ritsu's team and call yourselves Yajirobe's disciples. That's the real team name.
Oh,
Can we not?
What is that? Some anime thing?
Well,
Yeah, isn't that the
Yajirobe,
guy
like
from Dragon
Yajirobe
Ball
from
Z?
DC. Well, it is, but it's also the guy Yajirobe from DC, the legend.
If I had a team, I would call it Children of Gaben and be done with it. Isn't that the sickest name?
That's
COB
not pandering at all.
or
That's
COG?
good.
COG?
COG. Yeah,
That's
the
a pr-
COG.
Cognitive is a
I like
they already
that.
have a team. They already have that.
Cognitive
Hey
gaming.
fam, I have
That's
a new
already a
idea.
thing.
Let's name our new team Team YouPorn.
Sick.
Well, they're actually called Team YP, but
Dude, I saw
Really?
a YouPorn jersey
Yeah.
at the major. I think you saw it too, Slacks. Didn't we
Yeah, it
sign
was
it?
sick.
That was nuts. I've never seen one in real life. Those jerseys are pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
you're gonna
YouPorn's
casted a game of them.
really
they-
killing it with the marketing.
They
Is their team
Canada
good?
Cup.
they didn't make it to Canada Cup, so
They're
no,
in
they're not
Canada
Cup?
particular. No, they
No,
didn't
I
make
mean
it
they
through
played
the open
qualifiers.
They play qualies and they've lost. But
I think
with that being said, we had to call them Team YP every time we cast them, and if we accidentally call it Team Uporn, there's going to be some issues. So,
really says who?
What's
ESL
the worst
America.
that could happen?
Yes.
I
ESL
don't know.
America.
You should
Yeah.
test
Fuck,
it
it's
out.
a good
America.
scolding.
I mean, I called them Team Uporn while I was casting them. I think the qualifiers were in some other tournament. Like, it
I
doesn't
always-
matter for me personally.
I always
but-
confuse YouPorn and Pornhub. I think Pornhub's the one that has the HQ in Montreal. I don't know where YouPorn's HQ is.
I wouldn't know.
I
The
don't
interest
watch
side of
pornography.
pornography
knows.
is quite interesting. Yeah, Twitch chat probably knows.
Yeah, they definitely know, dude. They know everything.
Dude, Pornhub's awesome. They've got that girl that talks to people on Reddit. You know, they're all
Can we-
trendy. You saw that article they posted about Fallout, right, Slacks?
No,
Yeah, that was on Pornhub, right?
Yeah, it's Pornhub. When Fallout came out, they had like a
right.
what was it, a 10% drop in traffic or 5% drop in traffic for the first like 24 hours the game was out. And somebody wrote a bunch of news sites picked it up and wrote articles about nerds love wanking it. When new games come out, they can't wank it as much. Good.
Is that true, Slacks? Can you
Huh?
can you attest to
No,
that?
it was.
I can second that.
Slacks
I don't
is an
usually do
ashamed
a lot
It
of
was
that
master.
pretty. It was
anymore.
pretty good. It was like front page of Reddit as well.
Your mom doesn't really allow me to have much personal.
Oh!
time,
Ew.
I'm gonna text her right now. Black
Alright, let's-
says you like his penis.
All
Am I correct?
Guys, we've only got one
Jesus.
talking point
Let's-
left, and it's a
Really?
shitty
Oh
one.
shit!
My nuts are free. He's been removed from Alliance,
Oh
and
no!
now he's a free agent. I know, it's really we can talk about this one for ages.
What?
All right,
Yeah. Well, actually,
Um,
somebody brought up a good point about I don't know who did this, but the fact that if there's going to be changes to Alliance, it's always going to be this new guy, whoever it is. You know?
A new guy. He's
They
like
have this core.
Hey
It's not gonna
Kebab, how's it
change.
going? You're gonna get kicked in 2 months.
Wait,
How's it feel?
Is
Poor
he
Nico.
actually a legit replacement, or
No, he's playing with him in defense.
Wait, who
it's
is
just a
who is
sub,
it?
temporary
Kebab.
sub?
Oh, is it Kebab? Oh, I didn't know that.
It's Kebab. Yeah. He's gonna have fun for a few months before they boot him. It's gonna be another sad Swedish story.
Well, I don't think he should get his hopes up then. But I mean, they played pretty well against Liquid. They team wiped
Dude,
them. Did
that
they win?
that position in Alliance is like the bass player from Metallica. People just keep joining, then gets hazed by the rest of the band and quits, and then they just
well,
keep
I mean, the
rinsing
first
and
the
repeating.
first bassist to Metallica died, so.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
It's a bit different.
There's only been
Damn
3
it,
bases.
Andrew.
There's only been 3 bases.
Hey, there's been 4. Come on. There's
4?
Robert Trujillo, Jason Newsted, Cliff
Are you?
You're
Fucking
awful.
retard.
Just stop talking.
and Ron McGovney.
Also,
I
Robert
played one
Trujillo is
play-
a fucking legend.
Yeah,
when the
he's
guy
pretty
died,
good, actually.
All right, when that one,
Fuck.
I don't know any of their names, even though they're my favorite band.
Cliff Burton was the
Okay.
guy that died.
All right,
To
when
be
that
fair,
guy
the first
died, they
one
had a
died.
replacement for like a week or something like that. Then they had one for a really long time, mid 90s.
By a week, you mean like 6 years, yeah. And then the next one lasted for like twice as long, like a decade and a half. And then he fucked off, and they got a new
Right.
guy. They got the Trujillo dude.
Trujillo. It's great.
Trujillo.
Are you serious? What the fuck?
You're the kind of guy that would pronounce Danny Trejo's name as Danny Trejo or
You
something
guys want
like
to get
that.
some bags at Burberry? No? Okay. All right. So
I don't know what that means.
What the hell?
never mind. That was just what everyone
Can we
said. So
shoot our show host?
God. Anyway, yeah, you guys are right. How long do you think Kebab's gonna stick around for? Is he gonna mesh? It's always sad when you see the picture when they all have like the sick jackets and the jerseys on, and then he's just sitting there in a sweater, just like, yeah, I know I don't fit in. I didn't get my jacket yet.
Look, the bigger,
He's just
the bigger
making
thing
that
is
face like it's in the mail.
the far bigger thing is you look at Ake, and Ake's like, you know, all styled up, and he's got like these perfect fitting clothes and stuff, and he was like in fashion magazines in Sweden, right? And then you have
Wait, is that real?
Kebab.
Was he really in fashion magazines?
No, there
Or
was.
are you just making a joke?
No,
because
there
he's
actually is like a screen where like Ake is talking about what stuff he wears and shit.
Really?
And
He
then
is
you
a
have Kebab
handsome
next to
dude.
him, and I don't want to take anything away from Kebab, but it's such a brutal difference. It's like so funny.
Harsh, JJ. Harsh.
Hold on,
All right,
I'm
here's-
going to see if I can find it.
yeah, pull up a profile. Let's go to Face Mash and.
Oh, I got
compare
it.
and
I got
contrast.
it already. I'm so good. Good God.
So I think it's time for story time, guys. Shannon, you are required to give us a good one this week.
I have
since
nothing.
you.
Hey, I gave my hippo story. That's my story.
That was a pretty
That was
good
pretty
story,
good. That
but
was a good
still.
story.
I see we have something else on the agenda here. Is that not a thing?
What else
we
do
can
we have?
also it's
Slacks
it's
saves
Slacks.
the world from spina bifida. No,
I don't
that
know.
was
It's
a
on the
joke,
list.
dude.
So,
Hey,
Yeah.
Slacks,
let's
why don't you talk about it, bro?
somebody.
What the fuck are you people talking about? No. I have not followed this conversation since we got to Metallica because I'm not like fucking 90. I don't know.
How can you not like Metallica? Come on now, bro.
Metallica? Here's a fun fact. Did you know that Metallica's actual name was Metallic? But every time they say it, we are Metallica!
Yeah, he does that
That's a
for
joke.
everything, right?
Exactly. That was my.
That's
Well,
hilarious,
My
Slacks.
Is that a
dad told me
joke,
that
or-
joke. So welcome
Wow.
to fucking your generation.
That's a dad joke. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Maut, what about Canada Cup, bro? How's that going, buddy?
Thank
yeah,
you for
that.
asking because you guys completely forgot about it.
I
That's
did.
not on
You know
the
that
list at all.
tournament that we're
You.
casting, that one thing that
I
we're
would have
doing
brought
right
it up.
now.
Hey,
So how's it going, Mott? Tell us about did you find the mooses yet, or whatever Slacks
The
video
moose
was
have
about?
not been
The meese!
found. The meese have not been found, sadly, but we've had a
Okay.
pretty good time at Canada Cup. It's just generally me, Kevin, JJ, and sometimes Maut Pack's kind of just screwing around while we're casting. And the games have been okay. I mean, Unknown actually have to be in a three-way tie because they decided to throw the third game they played in their
they
group.
played
which
Blink
is-
Quop.
Yeah, they went Blink Quap, so that was something
Spoilers.
that happened.
Didn't work.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible.
Like, what the fuck?
It was really bad, actually. As much as my brother wants Blink Quap to be a thing, it's never going to be actually a thing. And of course, it was A2, I believe, who did it, or it was Kotaro Hayama.
Kotaro.
It was one of the two. I can't remember, but
Good time.
either way, it was terrible. And yeah, I mean, that's just Canada Cup's been a lot of fun. It's been dumb as hell, and that's it.
So
Who's
the
gonna
idea
win,
is
buddy?
to blink in with a blink dagger and then blink out with.
Right, but she died like every time that happened.
But blink dagger has like 700 range or something. What is it? Or maybe that's not. Whatever the
No,
range
it
is,
has
it's
a
a
lot
lot
more.
lower than Quap, right?
No, it's actually very similar because you have the
Same.
blink range where you, if you overblink, you get penalized. I think
Yeah,
it's
what's the
1200,
max blink?
1500. I might be
1200.
wrong.
Okay.
Actually, let's
It's
look it up.
1200.
So
I believe.
Quap is like
50?
1400, right? Quap is a little.
Quap is longer. Yep. She can, because Quap can blink when she's ruptured and not take damage, but Anti-Mage can't because he's a little bitch. And his is what, 1150?
Yeah, it was nerfed recently
something
too.
like that.
Quap
1050?
is 1400, definitely.
Look at these accurate facts, dude.
I'm glad we're
Wow.
theory crafting such an
So does
awful
anybody
idea.
have a story? Is this actually the worst story time we've ever had? You know,
I
you know how
have-
many people came up to me at the major,
I'll tell you a
Shannon, and
story.
said, "Hey, dude, I love your show. I think story time is the greatest thing ever." And I thought instantly, man, Shannon had a good idea, and he'll never know because he's not here in Germany for all the fans to tell him.
I actually have something we can do for next time if you guys are interested. I can
Okay, why does Slacks have a blade?
Oh, I'm just bored.
Don't kill yourself,
I can
Jake.
bring my
Totally
brother on
fuck,
who's not
we're
related to
trouble.
Dota at all, but his stories are like the
Dude.
best you'll ever hear. They're basically
wanna
I got a
Slacks'
tale
little
for you,
stories.
kids. You want a
Fucking
story?
do it.
I got one.
Oh, yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Can you tell us the one about the horse?
No, we already did that. I'm gonna tell you the story about the girl killed herself in college.
Ah,
Good
that's a
Okay.
Just stay with me on this one.
I'm in, dude.
So,
This sounds good.
back in the day, as y'all know, I was a resident advisor. And eventually, I had to become the hall director, which is like the boss of all the other resident advisors, because I was so good at my job. Anywho, get a call one night, like 3 in the morning. I get a call on the cell phone. It says, "Jake, we got an emergency. There's a girl down in Brackett Hall, and she's gonna kill herself." And I'm like, "Fuck!" I put on my clothes, run down there, you know, and I'm knocking on the door, and I'm like, "Hello, who's in there?" And she's like, "I'm gonna do it." And I was like, "Don't do it!" Everybody's around, screaming outside. I got the door, I got the key in the door. I'm busting in the door. I open it up. There she is. Window's open. Perched on the window. Half of her body's already out. Looks at me. And we make eye contact. "Don't do it. Don't do it." Goes, "Goodbye." Jumps out the fucking window. And I start laughing my ass off.
What?
Well, it turns out that she was really high on shrooms and she lived on the first floor. So, so this bitch jumps out the window, and we go over to the window and we look down and she's on the ground going, "Ah! Ah!" And we're laughing.
What the fuck?
And this bitch thought she killed herself. We picked her up. She didn't even remember. The next morning, we brought her to the drunk tank. She had no fucking idea. God, that was a good one.
Literally the first floor.
Oh, the
So
first
what was she
floor.
saying
She
when she
fell
was laying
3
on the
feet.
ground thinking she was dead?
She was on the ground going, "Ah!" Like she was falling. That bitch was so high on shrooms.
It burns.
Oh,
Wow.
I got so many RA stories, man. It's great. What about the
Bugs.
dead hobo? That's a good one.
Please, continue.
Yeah.
So
keep going,
we're
Mike.
okay. So in the wintertime, when I'm in RA, they pay you to stay in the wintertime because there's like out of country students that can't afford to go home, even though the dorms shut down for winters. 2 weeks. You get paid $50 a day and $50 a night. Now me, I'm a video game player. I don't give a shit. Left 4 Dead 2 just came out. I was like, sign me up for 7 straight days. I will, because you can't leave the building. That's the catch. You're trapped in the building. You're not allowed to step out once. But they pay you $50 every day, every night. So I was like, I'll just play Left 4 Dead 2 for like, you know, a literal week. And it was one of the best weeks of my life. I even did a psychology experiment where I taped up all the windows so I couldn't see the sun, or I turned off all my clocks and I tried to guess if it was day or night. Shit was great. Anyway, one day,
Dang, dude.
it's wintertime. It's like blizzarding out in Colorado. We're walking around, me and my RA buddy, and we see this pile of snow, like this lump of snow. We're like, what the fuck is that? And we go over to it, and we start moving it off, and it's just a dude, like just a hobo guy, like buried in snow. We're like, oh shit, this dude's dead. Anyway, we call like an ambulance and stuff. We go home, get our cell phones, call the ambulance, and we come back out, and lump is gone. What was that? And then we hear these girls screaming, "Ah!" And we run over to the side of the building, and we see the homeless guy. He's still like covered in snow, and he's like banging on the glass trying to get in. And we're like, what is happening? And he picks up a rock, and he throws the rock through the door, opens the door, and runs in the building, and the girls are running out. We never found him again. For all I know, that homeless dude is still somewhere in that building. It's terrifying. And we kept hearing like him walking around at night, being like, "Whoa!" And it was like the scariest shit I have ever been in. That shit was like Silent Hill for me, and I was still playing Left 4 Dead. But,
Probably not the
Al
game
made
to
it
play,
even
but-
worse. The ambiance was great. Okay, I'll tell you one more. You want one more R-rated story?
Wait, that was it?
That was
This
the
remind
whole
me of
story?
another one.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
This is the legend of the ghost pot guy.
The
Here
ghost
we go.
pot guy.
The ghost pot guy.
Okay.
Guy's trying to get into his door, his room. Now, I've been trying to catch these kids smoking pot for so long, but they're crafty. They're engineers. And they devised a system even where they had a sensor where when you walked by, it Febrezed their entire room. They had a laser sensor. These kids were not fucking around.
Damn.
And I was cool with that, you know? If you want to smoke pot in your room, that's cool. But these kids would just smoke pot all the time, and as long as I couldn't smell it, that was it. I was cool. Yeah, get high all you want. But these kids were constantly getting high, constantly getting in trouble. We never got them. But one day, we got him. This kid walks out of his room, just pot everywhere. Okay, this is it. I got him. We're finally going to get him. And then he goes back. He sees me, and he goes back into his room, and he locks himself out. Oh, fuck. And he can't get into his room. And his roommate's not home either. So he sees me, he's like, oh shit, he knows I've been smoking pot. I'm high as fuck. And he runs. Runs into his buddy's room. We're in the basement of this building. Runs into his buddy's room. I get my friend. I'm like, all right, let's go finally get this guy. Knock on the door to his buddy's room. And I'm like, yo, is Blank here? And he's like, he's right outside. Shh, shut up, shut up. Just do it, just do it. I'm like, okay, we got him. We're in the basement. The windows are barred over, you know, in some campuses, like the basement windows are barred. I'm like, I know he's in there, just open up. And they open up and they're like, what's up, man? And I was like, I'm searching your room. I look everywhere. For 30 fucking minutes, this kid is a ghost. I'm looking under the blankets. I'm looking in the closets. There's no way out. The windows are not broken. This kid's gone. What the fuck is happening? So I leave the room. And I'm like flabbergasted. And then his roommate comes home. And his roommate's locked out of the room too. And he's like, hey, have you seen my roommate? And I'm like, yeah, he's right in there. So his roommate goes in. And then I hear both their voices. They're like, oh, what do you mean he fucking told you to come in here? Oh my god, he's gonna get us! And I'm like, knock on the door. And I'm like, I know you're in there, open up! And they take 2 minutes. I go in there. He's fucking gone. We don't know what the hell is going on. We checked the ceiling tiles. The kid has vanished. This bothers... I have to let him go. This bothers me for like 9 months. Eventually, at the end of the year, it's our last thing. I go up to this kid and I'm like, bro, listen, I'm not sure. I can't get you in trouble anymore. I have to know what happened. My life will be ruined if I don't know how you escaped me. He said, oh, it's real simple. You know our dressers? We actually cut off the front of those and super glued them and made it into a door hinge where we kept our keg. So I was actually hidden inside the dresser. And I was like, are you fucking serious? And I shook his hand and I'm like, God bless you, dude. That's incredible. And that's the mystery of the disappearing pothead. It was...
Jesus,
Stay with me.
dude.
That
They
kid.
turned their dresser into a kegerator? That is unbelievable.
Engineers, bro, never
Yeah.
underestimate them.
I
never
feel like
knew.
I really didn't live during my college years after hearing a story like that. My
Yeah,
God, I just
seriously.
played World of Warcraft and drank like 2 beers.
Kids,
crazy.
bro.
Yeah, that's pretty
What a
exciting.
night, Andrew.
That's,
Dude, I got
baby.
wild. That Wrath of the Lich King wasn't going to grind itself. I'll tell you what. Woo.
All right,
Well,
that's
good
it for
story,
me.
Slacks.
Anybody
That's
else
great.
got any? Jesus.
Mott, you got any snoozers this week?
Mott!
Yeah,
Oh, come
fuck
on!
you. I do have some good stories, but I can't really
Mott,
tell them.
Come on, dude.
the
Tell
air.
your stories.
I
Everybody
can't.
makes fun because your stories are bad. It's time to prove them wrong.
No, I'm okay with my stories being bad. I'm completely fine with my stories being bad, in fact. So they will continue to be bad. I will not tell one this week, just so I can avoid any further boringness.
Aw.
But next week, I might decide to tell one of my crazy stories. So.
Yes!
All right, that's good. Crazy
MP,
stories.
you got any? Come on, baby.
No.
I can tell a very, very, very short and disgusting story. if you
Yeah!
All right,
No.
let's end it with a gross one, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
want. Okay,
Bring in
so
the poop, dude.
It's not even very long. It's
Bring it. That's what I'm talking about.
so you
Hold
know
on,
my
can I make a
college
bet
roommate.
before we start? Does this?
What's that?
It's gonna have something to do with bodily fluids.
Probably.
go ahead.
So I'm in my dorm with that same disgusting guy that came all over my computer, and I was like so sick and tired that night. This actually doesn't involve him at all. I just wanted to bring him up because he's just
Thank you.
filthy. So my room is disgusting. I'm disgusting. Everybody's disgusting that lives in that room. And I go to sleep because I had to get up early for a test. And in the middle of the night, you know how you wake up to rip one? Well, I woke up to rip one, and instead I shat everywhere. Okay?
Oh boy.
Like, I'm not... Okay, so there's different levels...
What the fuck are you doing to yourself right now, you idiot?
There's different levels
on
of
the internet,
shitting.
you shit yourself. You don't do this on the internet, bro. You're never gonna get
What?
rid of it.
So
What do you
let's
mean?
Recap. Up to this point, the story
don't
is
care.
as such. I was sleeping, I woke up to fart, and I
I
accidentally
shit,
shit everywhere.
everywhere.
That's
Okay.
the story
Everywhere.
thus
I'm
far.
not-
Okay. No, I
it's
want to hear the conclusion. I want to know where this
You
goes.
stupid asshole.
There's going to be a turn. The plot's going to thicken.
Alright, so I need to describe this a little bit better. Okay, go into more detail.
Don't go down this road, brother.
First of all, this happens to everybody once in their life. Sometimes it's usually towards the end of your life, but for me it's during college, okay? So just bear with me. So when I describe this, usually people think that it's like a shart. People that don't know what a shart is a fart that turns, like, you get a little shit there. This was a full evacuation of bowels, okay? Like, just diarrhea everywhere. Okay?
Yeah, I'm in.
Can I even finish this?
I'm in. Keep rolling.
See, this doesn't phase Zyori or Maut at all. They love it. So, the normal thing somebody would do is get up, clean it up, and then, I don't know, clean the sheets or something like that.
Did it, didn't you,
So,
you sick little
It's
bastard.
4 a.m. and I notice I shit myself. I just go back to bed. Like, I literally just go back to bed.
Are you kidding me?
And
You're an animal.
so I wake up probably an hour later.
You just woke up
After
with like caked shit all over your body hair, dude. Come on, that is so fucking
No, I wake up
nasty.
after an hour. It's still not even fully dried because there's so much, right?
Oh my
But-
god.
We have to change
So-
the podcast to explicit after this story.
So I have
hope you know
to.
that.
So I go
My
to the
God.
shower. My roommate is sleeping this whole time, by the way. Somehow he doesn't smile. So I go to the bathroom. I clean myself off, and I come investigate what has happened, and it's just beyond repair. So, and I've told you how disgusting our room is. Like, we have nothing to clean anything. I end up having to get a bottle of Windex and spraying my mattress with Windex, cleaning as much as I can, and then putting a sheet over it, and I just went back to bed. Jesus.
That, you know, between you and your roommate that jerked up on your computer, that is quite the room to stay in, honestly. Just what a party room that is. Holy-
My
ASU all the way, guys.
Oh my
Arizona State.
God.
That's how we do it.
Arizona
Your
State.
career is over, bro.
You actually, yeah.
Alright,
This
this is not real nice.
So bad.
My God. Now, the highlight of that story for me was reading Twitch chat and seeing Sajadine in all caps. Why
am I
with
with
you?
you? Yeah, I saw that.
I've told her this one before. It's all good. It's on our first date, in fact.
Sweet fucking Jesus. Well, that was fabulous. My God. What a
Definitely
great
the highlight
podcast,
of the day, guys.
See, you've never really lived until you've shit yourself and told the public about it.
And
It's
slept
true.
in it.
No.
I've told the story many
And then
times.
slept in
You
it,
know,
yeah.
I'm
Sleeping
surprised none
in
of
it
you
is
heard
the
it.
worst part
You've been
by
to the
far.
darkness, bro. There's no deeper you could go. That's as dark as night.
I mean, everybody has a little accident every now and then. You know, there's nothing to be ashamed about.
Well, I hope you enjoy being on Reddit.
I also enjoyed the clarification of, now some people might think I'm talking about a shart. This is a full-blown
evacuation of bowels, yeah. Yep.
That's a pretty good quote. I won't lie.
So good.
A full evacuation of bowels. Jesus Lord Almighty.
That's probably
God.
one of my favorites. And it depends on the audience, because sometimes I've told this to my parents, they weren't very impressed. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
I wonder why. What the fuck?
Well, nothing's gonna top that one.
Oh,
God.
God. All right.
Can we cut?
Well, we'll see you next time on Files from the
Bye.
Deep, SUNSfan Edition, #BALS. Thank you for joining us for What the Duck. We'll be back next week with more beautiful, beautiful stories from the crypt. My God, we'll see you next time.